it's going to be the subject of much discussion until an election. Jagmeet, he ripped up that deal. Well, Michael Diamond is a smart political guy, and he joins me right now because I want you to explain to me what's going on. First of all, the NDP, they supported the government. We've had another 4 years of Trudeau. Then they ripped up the deal, whether it was ever a document or not. Why did Jagmeet support the government for so long through adversity when he says the government's doing a rotten job? And then why now to rip it up?
Well, because had he not supported the government and forced a election, he would have lost seats, possibly even his own. He and many members of his caucus would have risked not receiving that gold-plated parliamentary pension that is so desirable. So that was the status quo until these by-elections, won in a very traditional, strong-held NDP seat, almost consistently NDP for my entire life, and that the Conservatives were hot on their heels, and it was a very close race in the end, and the Conservatives came up just short in a riding. They lost by over 21% in the last election. They came within a couple percentage points of knocking the NDP out, and that's why he did it. He had to rip up this deal because that's how toxic his support of Justin Trudeau had become, that it put one of the safest seats in the country for the NDP in jeopardy.
And you know Winnipeg politics, haven't been brought up there, I know that. But so then, if the election is not for a year, which is what Trudeau wants, he wants another year in the best job in the country, can the NDP recover?
Well, look, I mean, ripping up the deal without consequence, that's easy. That he made this big dramatic statement during the middle of a by-election that he was very scared of losing. Let's see, the House is back as of today. The opposition, the official opposition, will bring forward a motion of non-confidence in the government at some point. Let's see if he stands up then. Let's see if the NDP actually are committed to ripping up this deal, or if they're going to tear up the deal to tell voters and mislead voters and continue to sell out to the government.
But my sources tell me they don't have the money for an election, so the NDP doesn't want an election. My strategy is they want to be there for a year, independent of this government, to try to recoup their losses.
Indeed, I think you're probably right, but if he's going to put his money where his mouth is and walk the talk, which I don't think he will, he'll support the official opposition in voting for a non-confidence motion on this government. Let's actually force an election.
But Michael, the NDP don't really want an election, so you're saying, yeah, they have to have some sort of show, but to have an election, the three opposition parties have to be united.
Look, let's see where they show up, and if they're actually going to hold the government's feet to the fire. It's easy to rip up a deal when the House isn't sitting because you want to save the furniture in one of the safest seats and just squeak out a win like the NDP did against the Conservatives in Elmwood Transcona. It's quite another matter when the votes are counted and it actually matters and you can force that election.
Well spoken, as you are. Michael, thank you very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.